What's up, ladies and gentlemen of the internet? Today we are giving our predictions for the upcoming Ironman World Championships back in Kona for 2022. And just like every year, I will encourage you guys to play along in the comment section just by posting your own top 3 men, top 3 women, and a wild card for each race. And if your predictions are better than mine, and you know, they always tend to be, I will personally mail you a few stickers that just say swim, bike, run, rinse, repeat. They aren't, you know, overly branded or anything weird like that. And I will probably limit that to, you know, the top 10 or so, but that is anywhere in the world, open to everyone. Now, believe it or not, we haven't had a Kona World Championships since 2019, so it's been a while, and this is going to be a little bit different. First of all, the men's and women's races are going to be held on different days. So the women's race is going to be on Thursday, October 6th, and then the men's race is going to be Saturday, October 8th. And we'll see how this goes. I, kind of think that I'm gonna like this format. I think it'll be nice to give each of these races 100% of the attention that they actually deserve. And I hope that there's gonna be, a few less of those awkward camera switches between races, like right as major moves are happening. Now, my one suggestion would just be to alternate that Thursday and Saturday between the men's and women's race each year, just for fairness sake. But this will also be the first time that Ironman has provided equal professional slot allocations for both men and women. Now, you might remember that whole big 50 women to Kona movement from a few years ago. It has taken a while, but it's definitely good to see, increased opportunities for these female pro triathletes. And in all honesty, I am just as excited to see the women's race as I am to see the guys' race. And speaking of the women's race, in third place, I am picking the former Ironman World Champion, Annie Haug. I think she's super fit right now. And of course, she will probably move through the field the entire day. Her run tends to be kind of her, ace up her sleeve. And I wouldn't be surprised if she has the fastest marathon of the day, but we'll see how it goes. She definitely also knows how to train and race for Kona. And from what I've seen, with her past few PTO races, I think she's really fit right now. So in second, I am putting Laura Philipp. And, I just have this feeling that she is due for a big day. She set an Ironman world record time at the European Championships. So we'll see if she can put up a big performance. And I would say, much harder Kona conditions. And in first, maybe not a surprise to any of you guys if you've watched my previous prediction videos, is Daniela Ryf. When Daniela is on, when she is fit, she just dominates these races. I don't see how she could be beat here. She tends to be, so far out after the bike that it just tends to be, a runaway victory. Now, obviously, she's had bad years. She went to Kona in 2019 and she was all the way back in 13th place, but she won St. George, and I think she's gonna be ready to dominate again here in Kona. Now, I'm sure you're asking, what about Lucy Charles? Honestly, I think she would have been a shoo-in to win the race last year had she been able to race, but then she developed this hip stress fracture this past winter. And that and just the time off of training kind of makes me hesitate to put her on the podium here. But who knows, I might regret that decision. Lucy is extremely tough. And, I've always been impressed by her ever since I saw just how hard she was able to fight back for second in 2019. Now, I always like to pick an American for a wildcard pick, so I'll go with Heather Jackson here. I would love to see her have a big day at Kona. I just think she seems like an awesome person. Okay, on to the guys. And in third place, I'm picking the one and only Lionel Sanders. And I know a lot of you guys are huge fans, and I know a lot of you guys are gonna pick him to win, which is 100% fair. I didn't have him on my podium at all for St. George, where he was second. So I thought that was a huge mistake on my part. And Lionel Sanders he's just tough. He has had, a few bad races recently. The heat in Dallas seemed to crush him a little bit. So I am a little bit hesitant, but I also think that he's training smarter than ever. And I hope that he has a good race this weekend. And in second place, I got the current Ironman champion and the Olympic gold medalist, Christian Blumenfeld. And then, of course, as you've probably guessed, my number one pick is Christian's training partner, Gustav Iden. And I'm guessing that a lot of you guys would pick these two, maybe in a different order, which is understandable. You know, Christian does tend to beat Gustav. I don't know why, but I just think that Gustav might be a little bit more suited for those harsh conditions of Kona. So, you know, I've got Gustav over Christian, but definitely those two as the front runners for the Ironman World Championships. You know, another good question might be, you know, who will have the fastest bike split of the day? Cam Wurf typically has to roll pretty hard to catch up to that front pack of the race after his swim. But there's also Magnus Detlev, who I think could be very fun to watch. He's, you know, an excellent cyclist. In fact, you know, I think he could be a real potential podium threat. But, you know, as for my dark horse pick, I think I'll go with Ben Hoffman. He is getting, you know, a bit older, but I would love to see him have a big day out there at Kona. I'm just a fan, and you know, it is a more competitive year this year, but I'd love to see him have another big day. Now, if you want to really dive deep into this stuff, Thorsten Rad puts out something that he calls his Kona rating report each year. If you don't know who Thorsten is, he runs a site called tryrating.com. It's statistic, but he posted a 133-page report for this year's Kona with a ton of detailed analysis. And that report is pay what you want, meaning you can, you know, pay nothing, or, you know, I would suggest kicking him a couple of bucks, just because this particular report, it's really worth it, and it really is amazing. I will link it in the description of this video, as well as, you know, pin it to a comment towards the top. And, you know, I know what you guys are thinking. Matt, your predictions, they are absolutely unbeatable. There is no possible way that I'm gonna be able to predict something as good. Might as well not even tune into the race, because you already know what's gonna happen. But I still would love to hear what you guys think. And like I said at the top of the video, you can win some super amazing stickers. If you want more details on that particular giveaway part of the deal, check the description of this video. But either way, be sure to get out there, swim, bike, run, rinse, and then repeat it all over again. And we will see you guys on the next one.